Hey Lighthouse lovers, this is Mickey, and Puppy T asked, hey, how can you make some of these packages? It'd be nice to get a video on this, and I'm tired of working on my current video program, so I figured I'll take a break and run through Java packaging. And he's asked on the forums, hey, can someone compile or show us how to compile OpenShot, JabRef, or Docker? And he's interested in those, and so I went ahead and took a look at Docker, and for everyone that's not a builder, it's nice if you give links in case we get a program that's not the one you want. A lot of programs are named the same thing. So I think I found it. I think he wants Docker. And so I went to the download site, and I'm looking through all these, and I go, hey, look at that. All OSs. It's a Java 1.6. And I figured, hey, let's go ahead and show people how to make a pet out of a Java. It's real simple. It involves no config, no make, none of that stuff, but it lays a good foundation on what's going to come up when you do have to config and make. So we're still going to have to build some folders and the general setup of a pup. So it's a great starting place. And Java is universal. So if you make a pup, most of the time it's going to work across all other puppies if it's a Java build, as long as they have Java, as you can see here, 1.6 or higher. So let's go ahead and download it. I've already done that. And first thing you're going to want to do is put it in a build area. So I have this in a build folder by itself, and we're going to be working out of here. And so you're going to extract it, and to do that you just double click. I've already extracted it. It's right here. So we don't have to extract. And the first thing you're going to look at is the sh file. So you can see it's made for Windows and other operating systems, but right here's the sh. That means Linux. So we're going to go ahead and pop it open. And what we're going to look for is it a nice sh? Meaning, is it going to check for dependencies? Is it going to install the package? Or is it just going to run some JavaScript randomly with no checks? You don't want users on other systems using this and getting a blank screen going, hey, it doesn't work. Why? Well, maybe it's because you don't have the correct version of Java installed, etc., etc. So you're just going to look through here for system checks. And right here it says non-sun environments don't work currently. Actually, they do. Ours is running fine. And you're going to see, hey, is it checking for the pass? And is it checking for a Java type? I've already gone through this and found that it does do quite a few checks for Java. So we're good there. Go ahead and shrink it or kill it. And then the next thing you do is you're going to click it and run it. I've already done that. Pops up here. So we know it runs. But it's not a pet yet. All this is it's great for your computer. But it's not going to come with an icon or anything else that you're going to want. So let's go ahead and build that. So let's first take a look at how pets are built. So the first thing you need to know is, how am I going to build these pets? And I like to have my basic build right here. This is the name of the app, and it's going to show you the hierarchy of how pets are built. And this is just a Java, so we're not going to have to do a lot. So it first starts out as, the pet package name. It's going to be whatever you call it. This we're going to name to Docker in a second, but for right now, we're going to look inside. You're going to have a bunch of folders here. Now, we're not going to worry about any of these right now. The best thing you need to know about these three is it's for the base system. You don't want to put things in bin, lib, op right off the bat on the main core system. Let me show you that. Because this area is for core apps. So the meat and potatoes of your OS goes in the first bin, along with the first lib. Opt is for optional stuff. So if you have something you can't figure out what to do with it, you don't know where to place it, it goes in the opt directory. So we're looking at the opt here on my file system, and the opt here is empty, of course. We're going to be focusing on user. So since it's a copy, I just go ahead and delete this. I want it quiet. So now we have our app name and user, and bin is where the applications go. So let's take a look at the main area here. So I'm on my main root system here, / and we're going to go ahead and take a look at user, and we're going to take a look at bin. So we're in user bin, and you should see a lot of the applications that you use in your system. So this is stuff that you work on in your desktop. This is where most applications go. They also go under local and then bin, but I generally don't place mine there. You can do both, but stick with the standard. And then your libs are your library files. You're not going to have any library files because this is a Java, so we can go ahead and delete that. Are you sure? Yes, quiet. So let's slow down. Let's take a look at what we've done. We have our main application wrapper. This is what we'll name it in a second. We have user. This is all for Java. And then we have our bin, which is right now empty, and we have our share. So we're going to take a look at shares. And the idea is this pet mirrors your current file system. So when it installs, it's going to install in the same order. Applications is where you put all your, and this is just a holder from PT Timing. We'll use it in a second. This is where all your apps show up on your desktop here. And instead of placing it in personal or graphic, you just call it. So again, here's our applications under user, share, applications. This is where all these window items right here are called. So let's hop out of there real quick. Audio. Again, this is Java. We're not going to worry about it right now. We don't need it. Icons. We are going to need an icon. Don't have it yet. And then the main app. So this here is for containing my Java. Well, we already have that right here. So let's go ahead and move that in there. Let's move this into my build. Share main app. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this and placing it right there, that entire Java. So it's moved in there. So at this point, once I find a home for my Java, I'm going to go ahead and name my new pet project right here, the same as the Java, but I tend to label it for what system I build it in. So we're going to copy the name, we're going to place it here, and naming conventions in your build should follow the name of it, and then somewhere where you built it, then a dash, and then the string of what it is. So now this is renamed. So we got our okay. So we got our nice little pet here, ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and do some building. So the first thing we have to do is to take care of this icon. Well, it should be in the main app. Oops, I did this wrong. 1 second. I led you down the wrong road. I put it in the main app directory when it should be the main app. So main app is this. So we'll delete the main app. We just drug that out of main application. Delete. Quiet. There we go. And we're going to look for icons. Now I've already gone through this entire thing, and there's just the one icon right here. We're going to look at properties and make sure that is the right size. Yeah, I'm looking for 48 by 48. It's 256 by 256 by 8-bit. It'll still read, it's just a little big. So we have our icon. So let's go ahead and open up another mirror folder again. So we have our build. We're going to go ahead and take our build, and we're going to go to user, we're going to go to share, and we're going to go to icons. Now let's also take a look at that on our main system. So this is where applications are called. User, share, and then you have icons. He put a symbolic link up there just to make it easier to find, but it should be C, D, E, F, G, H, icons, right there. So this is where all your icons are located. So all we're doing is see user, share, icons, And if you look at your build here, you see user share icons. All you're doing is mirroring the main file system that you find in pup. We're going to copy this, and now you have an icon. So icon file is taken care of. When it installs, it's going to put the icon in here. So now we need to take care of applications. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rename this. We need to call it something that is symbolic to the program itself. So let's go ahead and name it doc ear, and that's the name that you'll use. So rename it. And then you're going to go to Nicole Edit or any editor you want. And this is the basic setup that you see for your desktop files. And it tells it all the information it needs to where it's going to end up in this area over here. So go ahead and let's take a look at the name. No, this is not the name anymore. So we're going to call it doc, D-O-C-E-A-R. And the icon file, sorry about that wait there, the icon file is located in the icon directory, and so you don't need to declare exactly where it is. Icon's always going to look in the icon directory. I'll show you that here in a second. And then comment, what are you going to call it? I'm going to call it what I found on their website, which is Academic Literature Suite, and then the executable. We'll get to this in a second. Terminal, false. We don't want a terminal pop-up. Type. What type is this? Well, type is where it's going to show up. Where is this going to show up? So it is an application. We want it to show up in our main base, but I'm going to show you how you come up with something like this, where you want it to show up. So you go to your menu here and you go, where does this belong? And I think it belongs in the Office suite, along with Abby Word, default email client, all that. Well, how do I make it show up here? Well, it's going to show up wherever you put its type. So I usually go and hunt down another type. So I go over to Applications, under User Share Applications. Hey, there's Abby Word. Document, Abby Word, Abby Word. So I go ahead and open this with Nicole Edit, and I'm looking for type. Excuse me. Type. It's an application, and oops, I messed up here. It's an application, and I'm going to copy this under Categories. And now it will show up where you want it to show up. And it'll show up in other desktops. So if they're not using, if they're using GNOME, if they're using XFace, if they're using all these other applications, basic XWin systems, they're going to show up in the right spot, no matter what their desktop client happens to be. And then generic name, I came up with a combination of the name and something else. Here it is. So now we've made our desktop file. And you're going to have to do this for config build anyway, even if you're not doing just a Java pet. So go ahead and save this. We're going to exit out of the other one. And now you have your desktop file. But where's my icon? It's not showing an icon. Well, that's easy. The icon that you have, that you've already labeled, all you have to do is put it in User Share Applications. It doesn't matter, it'll reinstall over it again if you install this in your system. And if you copy it over there, let's go back to Applications. Wait a second. Doc ear PNG, Nicole Edit. Doc ear PNG, save. might be because it's not in. Ooh. I threw it in I threw it in applications instead of icons. Let's just move this here for a second. Let's go to icons. So we're in user share icons. Let's move it over there. And then to test it really quick, see, I moved it over to applications where it's going to end up. It created its little icon. So now you know that it will make an icon. So all I did was move this to here, and then in icons I did that. So let's go ahead and delete these now that you've tested that it's going to work. We can go back over to icons if you want. Delete that. I just generally do that quick check to make sure that my icon's going to show up when it shows up in the desktop area here. So when you head over to Office, it'll show up in here with a nice little icon. So we have our application, we have our icon, we have the main folder. What we don't have is bin. What am I going to do here? Well, I've already written the bin, so let's go take a look at it. So if you want to write a bin, all you're going to do is right click, new, and this is a script file. It's in the bin folder. And you're going to go script. And then you're going to name it doc.here. And then you're going to do what you have in here. One sec. So let's take a look at this. Nicole edit. So basically all I've done is bin sh is going to do that for you. And then where the actual sh file for the Java is found. And the reason we're doing this instead of pointing it with the application is because if we go to terminal, we want to be able to type doc.here, right here, D-O-C-E-A-R, and have it load for us. So you don't even need to go, menu, whatnot. It's just the proper thing to do. You don't want to do, and I've seen this, you don't want to go to applications and have this pointing to this SH, because then no one else can use it properly, no one else can bring it into their other SH applications properly if they want to expand it or edit it later. So let's go back to bin, and we were looking inside of the doc.here, which is right here. And how did I come up with this line? All this line does is call it from the JavaScript. Well, where's that located? It's under share, it's under doc.here. You see it right here? Let's go ahead and rename. We're not going to rename it. We're just going to take a look at this entire sucker. Copy, cancel. So let's look at this. Now, it's not pointing to the right area because it's located in, M&T home, download, build, doc.here, all that stuff. What you're concerned with is where is it going to be located when you have your package installed? Well, it's right here. It's going to be under user, share, doc.here. So that's where you end up with that line. See, it's the exact same line right there. User, share, doc.here. And if you go back to your main program, you have your pet right here that we're going to turn into a pet. You have user, share, doc.here, and then there's the sh file. User, share, doc.here, sh file. That's how we're going to build it. And I'm sorry anyone else, following this is like, oh my god, this is so mundane, so repetitive. This is for somebody that's never built a pet before. This is just an intro. I'm going to do another one later for, compile and config, and it's going to go a lot snappier. So this one's just to get your feet wet. Let me exit this so we don't call it twice. We're going to save it, and we're going to exit. So now we're going to do one final check. Here's our pet. There's our bin. Okay, it's going to run the program. Here's our share, applications. There's my desktop file. There's the main Java file. There's my icon. Okay, I'm ready to make a pet. Now you're going to have some choices. Do you want to make an SFS or do you want to make a pet? right now, I'm going to make a pet. And then I'm going to explain why you would make an FSS and how to. I'm going to do that too. And the difference and why you can't sometimes. So let's go ahead and make a pet out of this. So all you're going to do is you're going to right click. You're going to go to Window. You're going to go to Terminal here. And I like running LX Terminal because you can copy paste. And all you're going to do is you're going to go down here and you're going to right click this. You're going to go rename, but you're not. You're going to get the entire directory. You're going to copy it. You're going to click cancel. And then you're going to do dir to pet, and then you're going to paste. Or if you can't paste because you're not an LX terminal, you're going to type out this entire directory, and you're going to hit enter. Now the first thing it's doing is it's asking you, if anything needs to be sorted out. Do you need to do anything? It's asking where the directory is, so you're going to look here, hey, is that where this is the right pet? Do I have to worry about it? Extensions? Is everything labeled right? Is it in the right format? Yes. For me, it is. I don't know if it'll take it with this beta build, but we'll find out. Hit enter. Yay! It found our desktop file we made. So it's gonna ask you, do you want to change it? Do you want to do anything to it? No, we built it. We're happy with it. We're gonna hit enter just to build it as is. And then dependencies. Do we have any dependencies? And we do. We have a Java dependency, but you can list it flat out that, hey, this needs Java, but it also will do a Java check in the script. That's why we check the JavaScript, to make sure that it would check for us if they didn't have the right Java version in. The reason you want to skip this dependency is because you don't know if it's going to be in the package manager. Javas now are found in SFSs, and you don't know if Puppy's going to check it. Dependencies you usually want to place are things like libraries and core operating stuff. We're not going to worry about Java. It does its own check. So go ahead and hit enter. It's going to make your GUI window, and now you're going to press enter again. And this is the package database info that you want. Name, version, category. Is it a building block? No. It's a setup utility document, network, internet, multimedia. I would call it, geez. I'm gonna put it under document. Tells you the size, full package name, dependencies. Here's your last chance again. It's got the academic, and it is distro independent, but it's not. We built it for everything, so we can go ahead and type Puppy and capable distro version. I think 4 would run it, but I'll just type Puppy, and we'll put 4.star. Might run on 3, don't know. This is more for other people that are looking at the package. And we're going to go ahead and create the database entry. And there it is. We're going to go ahead and close. And our pet has been built right here. It's your little pet. Now, let's try it out. Let's install it. Let's see if this works. This is where all this hard work's come into play. So go ahead and click your pet. Do you want to install it? Yes. And I need to kill something. Let's kill this. Oh, it's been installed. Now when you click OK, it's going to tell you where it put the menu item, if it did it right. Sorry, the recorder's eating a lot of the system. Resources, come on. Might have missed it. So let's check. Office. Oh, there it is. Duck here. Hey, it installed right. So go ahead and click it. Oh my God. What the heck happened? Oh, this is why we do tests. Office, dock here. it's bringing up the PT timing I already made. So this is good. We'll do our error check. Where did I make my mistake? So let's think. Where is the desktop file? Well, that's easy. Let's do this again. Let's start from the beginning. File, user, share, applications. We're looking for doc. There it is. Nicole edit. There, you see, that's our mistake. The executable, remember I said I'd come back to it and I didn't? Remember how we put it in the bin so that way it would be easy to find under shell? Doc here. So we're going to save this. And let's try it now. Oh, I see my resources going through the roof. I think it's loading. There it is. So let's go ahead and fix this real quick while doc here loads. We saved it here. So the easiest thing to do is to go back to your pet package where we made our mistake. Let's close this for now. User, our bin's right. Share, applications, and let's go ahead and replace this. We're going to move it. Yes, it already exists. We're going to replace it. Yes. Oh, I shouldn't have moved it. Oh, that's easy to fix. Copy. There we go. Now it's in both places. So we've already error checked our issue. We fixed our problem. Now let's also look at, so we've done it. Your pet's complete, except you need to rebuild it. So let's delete this pet. And we're going to terminal again. Window, terminal here. And we're going to, I like LX terminal. It's probably remembered. Just press the up button. There it is. Enter. Yes, we want that desktop file. No dependencies. GUI window, bring it. There it is again. We're going to make sure that it goes in puppy. We're going to /PUPPY / and generate. And it's done. And there's our new pet. Here's your little pet. You can give them out, link them, upload them, share with other people. So let's take a look at FSS real quick, Squash File Systems, and we can also make a squash out of this. Now, in a squash, you can't have installers, so if you need to run a script when you install, if you need to do things like that, you can do it, but you have to set it up so that it'll auto-load and ask the first time and all these variables. So it gets really complicated if you're trying to make an SFS that needs to do things. But this one doesn't need to do anything. So let's go ahead and make an SFS of this. A terminal here. And how do I SFS? Well, it's pretty easy. It's like making a pet. If I can find my documentation I already had up on this. There we go. You're going to type in MK SQUASHFS, and then, just like we did last time, we're going to copy the directory. So rename, copy. We're going to put this sucker in there. And where do we want it to become? We want it to become an SFS. So paste .sfs. Hit enter. It's making you a nice little squash. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and cancel this. And there's your SFS. So let's see if the SFS works too. Let's uninstall the other package, or pet. So here's our package manager. Let's go ahead and remove our doc here. Sure, okay, yes. We'll see if it'll load it on the fly. I like making SFS like that. sure it's gone. Not there anymore. So it says it's loaded. It might not show up because it's not going to update it, but it should update it if you load it on a restart. And the way to check for that is just see if it'll load. So doc here. Oh, it's not found. Oh, let's see if it'll load. Should load. Well, I guess it's not going to allow me to load it on the fly. Well, I'll get back to you in the next video real quick, and we'll see if it does its load. I'll go ahead and load it up in an SFS. Let's do that right now before I go. So, pub control, and file system, dev save. Let's go ahead and put doc here in there. Copy it over there. Alright, it's in our SFS folder. No, where is that? Boot manager. Where's doc? There's doc. We're going to add them. Okay. I like to make it quiet. Let's go ahead and restart. I'll catch you in the next video.